Hey everybody, Mary from Gaia Fit here. I'm going to share a little bit more information with you about the Gaia Fit Sugar Challenge coming up and take the information you learned from our little intro video to our webinar to some real life examples we're going to go through so you can make everything connect and make a little more sense about how you're going to get started. When you get started on our sugar challenge, you're going to get, and we're actually going to share this in our Healthy Life Plan Facebook group and on the event, and I will email it to anybody interested. You will get a sample day if you were to keep a food journal and write down everything you ate, and then you were going to track the grams of added sugar. So we're not talking about sugars in fruit or naturally occurring in the food. We're talking about sugars added to a food and how we want to limit that. In our webinar, we talked about the number 10% of our calories, not exceeding 10% of our calories of added sugar. We're going to break it down and put it into grams here for you. If we were to keep a general guideline, the 2014 guidelines were for women about 25 grams. You don't want to go higher than 25 grams of sugar. For men, 36 grams. You want to think also fiber content equal. So 25 grams of added sugar, your daily fiber intake, keep it simple. You want about 25 grams of fiber in your diet as well. And that helps keep us balanced and our energy going and our body working properly and efficiently, along with all the other tips we gave you in the webinar and that we're going to provide you for the challenge. But let's get down to some really specific examples of foods so you can start to think about what counts, what doesn't count, and if you how you need to look at changes in your diet. So we're going to start over here with our sometimes what we think obvious, sometimes not, but also to get some realization of how much sugar is actually in foods. This is a little serving size. What we learned in our webinar was for every 4 grams of sugar, 4 grams of sugar on your ingredient label, on your nutrition label, there's 1 teaspoon of sugar. This is a great way for you to work with yourself, for you to work with friends, and work with your children, for them to get a visual of how much sugar you're actually taking in. This little packet we got from our Valentine's Day goodie bags at school. This is considered 1 serving, and if you flip it over, we have sugar. Where's our sugar grams? 11 grams of sugar in here. So 11 grams of sugar is just under 3 teaspoons of sugar. And that's what's filled up with this cup. We're going to take it, dump it out. All of that sugar is in this 1 little packet. Okay, 1 serving. This may equal out of the packet maybe 2 Oreo cookies. That's it. And you're already, as an adult, you're already at half of your added sugars by just treating yourself with that 1 treat. As a child, you are close to being over. And if you're interested in knowing the child numbers when you're part of the sugar challenge, we'll share that too so you can take a look at the whole family's sugar intake. Another very popular snack people love, and I'm sorry, but your Nutella is not healthy. It's not healthier. It is fairly clean in the sense that, you know, there's not a lot of ingredients in it, but 2 tablespoons have 21 grams of sugar. So you treated yourself once that day, 21 grams of sugar. This is not including anything else you ate, and you've already have 5 teaspoons, more than 5 teaspoons of sugar that you've taken in that day. Okay? But Mary, I don't have sugar, I go artificial sugar, right? So let's talk about that. Watch the webinar. This Coke Zero is no better than the regular Coke. It's sending the same signals to your brain. The side effects and the health effects are just as bad. Let's put it away. So if we're coming off of artificial sweeteners, we're trying to transition to natural sweeteners, there's a process here and there is a step-by-step. But for my friends that are all on natural sweeteners and they think it's okay, right? We still want to be aware that honey, agave, maple syrup, these are still added sugars. By just having 1 tablespoon of agave, we're having 16 grams of our added sugar. So that 1 tablespoon you might be adding to your oatmeal, to the muffins, we make these homemade energy protein balls. There's still a lot of sugar in them, okay? 4 teaspoons for an adult, 16 grams, you're really up to being close to reaching your added sugar intake. We go closer, and there's no fiber. Let's see the Nutella. There's 1 gram of fiber for the 21 grams. That ratio is not hitting our 1-to-1. It's not even coming close. Granola, right? Granola is better. Yes, it does have 4 grams of fiber. This is a better option. A lot of granolas are filled with artificial sweeteners and sugars. We want to keep it natural. So this is a good brand in a sense. If we read it, it's got pineapple juice and pear juice. So our sugars are coming from fruit base, but they're still added into the granola. So it's still counted as an added sugar. Half a cup of this is 11 grams of sugar. So we still want to be mindful when we're adding this in. You add a little granola into your yogurt, and you've got a high sugar meal for you there. We were to dump that out. All of that is coming in our granola. Okay, we go on to little things like our rice cakes. You can go from a plain rice cake to having maybe 1 gram of sugar to watching to make sure that, again, it's natural sweeteners that are added in, but there could be 3 grams. Bit low, a better option, but 3 grams here, 3 grams here. We want to be mindful of how it's all adding up throughout the day. So it's kind of a good, better, best scenario here. Peanut butter, a good one I like to talk about because we've got choices, right? You go to the peanut butter aisle, some of them say natural, and they are natural in the sense that there's no aspartame or sucralose added to them, but there's still sugar added to them. You can find peanut butter without sugar added. We have our Peter Pan, they're very clever. They know high fructose corn syrup is a big buzzword here. So they've got right on the front, no high fructose corn syrup. So it may lower their sugar count a little better. It does make it a little better, but it still has 3 grams of sugar in it. We go to our natural peanut butter. Smucker's has a great brand, easy to find, naturals. Your only ingredients are going to be peanuts and a little bit of salt. That's it, 1 gram of sugar. Okay, so you might go 3 to 1, might be a small difference, but it makes a big difference in the long run. So you don't have to lose your favorite foods in order to improve and decrease the added sugar count. One other thing we wanted to talk about is there's options too. We've got better options. A lot of times we pick up things like chocolate chips, small treats. We're not going to go over percentages of cocoa, how much percentage of cocoa you want in there or you don't want in there, but what we are going to look at is it clean? Are we free of artificial sweeteners, and are we keeping it clean as well? Yes, Hershey's is a great brand that keeps it clean, but we still want to be mindful that 8 grams of sugar are in just 1 tablespoon. Okay, just 1 tablespoon of these. So if we have 1 little tablespoon, we're already at 1/3 of our added sugar intake. So very easily, and you'll see on our daily intake sheet that we'll include with this video, that 1 little treat throughout the day is a big deal in the sense of the added sugars. And if you've watched the webinar, you know how important it is to start working on that and get it out of there. So what can we do? We talked on our webinar about adding in good foods. I want to first address and make sure, give you some examples and address and make sure that number 1, you are having high quality supplementation, that your body is getting all of the nutrients that you need for it to be healthy, for it to reach optimal health and grow. Our favorite for adults is our Shaklee Vitalizer. This 1 little strip is going to cover everything that you need. It's going to have your B and C complex. It's going to have your multi with or without iron, and it has your fish oil. and then it has your probiotic. If you have had a diet that is high in artificial sweeteners, processed foods, if you're trying to transition off of it, a probiotic is going to be essential. We want to clean up that digestive system, that intestine, and build up the immune system. You're going to feel an energy drop as you come off of that, as you start decreasing the sugar and you start clearing it out. We want to keep our energy system high. Your B and C complex are going to be important. Anti-inflammatory, heart health, your fish oil, and your multivitamin, just setting that good foundation for your heart, for your bones, for your entire body. We highly recommend food-based, and Shaklee is a favorite top recommendation. So when we talked to you, we also talked about unlimited vegetables, nuts and seeds, lean proteins. We want to give you some examples. Okay, when you look, this whole bag, okay, this entire bag, it's like, let's say one, usually they tell you, so this is about what they consider 2 or 3 servings. It's only 10 calories, so this entire bag would be about 30 calories. But fiber, you're also going to get about 3 or 4 grams by eating this entire bag. And the nutrients and the high quality food, and how full will you feel by eating all of these greens. Complement them with a healthy fat, avocado, nuts or seeds, and a lean protein, and you've got a nice balanced meal where you're not feeling deprived, you're not eating this little side dish, you can feel really full and satisfied. And when you look at it, sugars, 0 grams, there's nothing in here. When we look at something like our nuts, okay, dry roasted almonds and sea salt. Raw is your best option, but this is a good option too. And if you notice when I'm looking at the ingredients, there's no added sugar. Okay, this is a big difference we want to talk about. No added sugar. But if we look at it, it does say, hey, Mary, it has 1 gram of sugar. This is naturally occurring in the almonds, so this would not count for your added sugars. This is part of what the body needs. This is nature's fuel, just like your fruit. This is nature's sugars providing you the energy that your brain needs, that your body needs to keep sustained. So this is your good sugar, nature's sugar. This is what we were intended to have. And along with that 1 gram, it naturally comes with 3 grams of fiber, a good healthy snack. Last, if you're looking for convenience, convenience does not have to be unhealthy. Again, we're going to, protein shakes and things like that are one of those things that you have to look at, and meal replacement bars you have to look at because there's hidden sugars. Sometimes they're low in fiber, off balance with the soluble and insoluble fiber, and sometimes they're filled with artificial sweeteners. We love our Shaklee Life Meal Shakes if you're looking for something convenient, something tasty to help you, okay? It's a balanced meal with your carbs, your protein, and your healthy fats, and it also has 6 grams of fiber in it to keep you full and satisfied. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial anything, and it makes you feel good. And it already has your pre and probiotic in it and some omega-3s for extra help for the digestive system and immunity. Okay, so you have options. We are here to help, whether you're far over at this end, whether you're somewhere in the middle, whether you're stuck in artificial land. The Sugar Challenge is here to meet you with where you are. You're going to take the time to find out. We're going to help you figure out where you are now, and we're going to help you take the steps to improve it. It doesn't have to be giant steps. You don't have to go from here all the way to 100% here. We teach you about balance. If you go from here to here in a month, or if you go from here to somewhere in the middle in a month, you've made the improvements, okay? So small steps or large steps, it doesn't matter how big the step is. We're going to help you take the right steps for optimal health and kicking that sugar habit, okay? So if you're with us, go to GaiaFit.com, click programs, go down to our transformation and challenges, and join our Sugar Challenge. It starts Monday, February 15th. We are so excited. We hope you come on board with us. Have a great day.